Good afternoon, Crypto Empire, and welcome to a weekday live stream. I know it's a little bit of a switch up from our usual weekend Sunday live streams, but why not do a little weekday live stream to bring you the most up-to-date news analysis as well as opportunities in both the altcoins and NFT space. And if you are new to Crypto Empire, welcome. My name is Connor, and this is where we dominate the cryptocurrency markets. I want to welcome our live audience into the stream. We do have a few viewers with us currently. We got our guy, Austin Craig Lanzi, all the way from Berlin, Germany. What is going on, my man? Thank you for joining me all the way from Europe. So we do have a lot to discuss. I do have a lot of content planned for this live stream. So get ready, get comfortable, clear your distractions because we're going to dig in today. We do have a lot to discuss. The market did just come off of the FOMC meeting, and we'll get into that in the live stream. We'll be talking about that in a specific segment. But nonetheless, basically, the Fed kicked the can down the road. They said no rate hikes until March. So we're still kind of in limbo land with the price action with crypto, still waiting on the stock market to do something as well, right? It's looking not great. We're going to get into everything in this live stream. So with that being said, let me hop into the computer, switch my camera around, and we will get it going. We also got Hankster Dude saying hello from Switzerland. What's up, my man? He says, Burn from Switzerland. How are you? We also have Hikmet saying hi, Connor, from, can't pronounce that, Baku. Not sure where that is in the world, but I want to appreciate you for taking some time out of your day to join me. And we also have Coin McDog in the building. What's up, Coin McDog? An OG Crypto Empire community member right there. Been with me literally from day one. Shout out to you, Coin McDog. Let me switch this around. So we got our crypto market overview. Still haven't fixed that screen, so we're just going to go like this, and let's get into the market overview. So we have Bitcoin trading at $36,300 with a $687 billion market cap. So pretty down from that $1 trillion market cap number. If we hop into the chart, so you can see it's really at a 50% discount from the total market cap highs. So a lot of money did leave the market in the recent past few weeks. Ethereum trading at $2,457. We have BNB at $370. We also have Cardano at $1.04. Still at number 6. Nothing is really changing market cap ranks. XRP, Solana at 90. From a technical standpoint, Solana's in a pretty big demand zone. So we'll get into the chart in a little bit. I'll show you that. I do want to spend a lot of time in this live stream going over the blue chip charts, seeing if they are holding critical levels or giving them up, because that's a big indicator of what's to come, of what these blue chips are doing, as well as the BTC price. And then we have Luna at 58 and DOT at 18. All right, if we look at today's top gainers, we do have some metaverse coins. Sandbox, Theta, you can call that a metaverse coin, but I mean it's down astronomically bad compared to its all-time high at $3. Right, Theta was a top 10 coin for anybody for a few months actually, back in 2021 and early 2021. Theta held its ground in the top 10, but it has since fell off pretty big, but it is a very solid project and you can't knock Theta. And then other than that, no real big winners today. If we take a look at the losers, we have Celsius down 12%. So Celsius and then Quant, we'll get into my thoughts on centralization and stuff like that in a little bit. But yeah, Quant down as well bad. And Celsius, I mean, listen, it's a DeFi coin, but it's kind of like centralized DeFi. They hold your custody. Everything's going decentralized, and I'm going to be making a point of that in this stream, how everything does need to go totally decentralized, because the way the system is set up right now is just, in crypto, I'm not even talking about the legacy system, I'm talking about the crypto system. It is highly flawed. So that's our market cap overview right now. Let me take a look at the live chat and see what's going on. We got Anjali from India. What's happening, brother? We got Prashanth Ramesh from Stockholm, Sweden. I've always wanted to go to Stockholm, Sweden, actually. Maybe you'll see me there one day. Sweden, beautiful place. What do I think about the BTC trend? Are you bullish? That's our next segment of the live stream. Hikmat, I'll be getting into that. You're near Russia. Interesting. We got 100 Hustles saying, what up, 100 Hustles? What's the update? Justice, take a seat, my man. We'll be getting into the update in literally 1 second. We also have Walmart rollback saying savings LMAO. Not sure what you mean there. And what is the suggestion? Need Luna a bit cheaper. Didn't fall enough. All right, guys. So let's hop on over into the Bitcoin chart and take a look at what's happening. Give you my take. Before we go over the Bitcoin chart, let's take a look at the news in regards to the FOMC meeting yesterday. So this is the speculator index on Twitter. They said yesterday when the FOMC meeting came out at 2 p.m., the news, U.S. Federal Reserve keeps rates unchanged, signals a rate hike in March. All right, so that means they're not going to be raising interest rates right now. They're basically going to continue kind of printing money a little bit. So that's pretty bullish, the news from this FOMC meeting. It wasn't like we're going to stop the money printer. If they were to raise interest rates, the markets would not take that well. We probably would have saw a pretty big sell-off if Jerome Powell announced like, hey, we're raising interest rates here. Stock market would have probably sold off as well as Bitcoin because they are highly correlated. Now, what do we have right here? All right, what's going on with Bitcoin? What needs to happen? So we're on a 1 hour chart. Let me go to a 4 hour. So we have our first level of supply right here. Okay, our first level of supply is right here. As you can see, price did wick into that over yesterday, right? Yeah. Price wicked into that supply zone yesterday, and this was at the FOMC meeting. This is what you call a bull trap, right? Meeting came out, it was pretty decent news. It wasn't great. It wasn't too bad. It was like, all right, we're kicking the can down till March. We'll address all of the problems that we've created over the past 2 years in March. So what happened? Basically, a bunch of people went long because they saw this wick, right? They were like, oh, price is going to explode after this. They're not raising the rates till March. What happened? Market makers slammed them down. That's called a bull trap. All right, that's why it's best to not necessarily trade when these huge FOMC meeting events happen, big press releases in regards to the markets, because it is highly uncertain what direction the market will go. So as a trader, it's best to stay flat during these times in the market when it is super, super uncertain, not ideal trading conditions at all. So after that, we did come back down here, and we pretty much tested previous resistance. Also former support down here. As you can see with my one yellow line, right? It's been used a few times over here at 35,750. So what do we have right now? It's really kind of undecided and sideways trend still. This is for sure a bit of a range we are trading in down here. Right? We're kind of trading in one big range from about 34,000 up to about 37,500. So now what I would like to see, we do have this one big ascending channel. Now an ascending channel is typically bearish, right? Ascending channel, ascending wedge, bearish. Descending channel, descending wedge, bullish. You expect that to break to the upside. But it's not as simple and black and white as saying like, oh, I see a wedge here, or I see a triangle here, it's going to go up. Like, that's not how technical analysis works. You need to identify the underlying currents of the market. What's really going on here? What's the volume like? Right? What are buyers and sellers actually doing? TA is not black and white. It is very dynamic. So you can't just say, "Oh, it's an ascending wedge here. We're gonna break to the upside." No, it's not. That's not really how it works. And what I mean by that is we can go back in time a little bit. Let's take a little bit of a replay over here to our summertime lows. So our summertime lows are, pretty telling. Let me zoom out a little bit. I want the 4 hours so we can see some more data with the candles. So our summertime lows, basically, what happened? We did have this one huge ascending channel leading out from the bottom, right? Price started to form an uptrend. Like so. Not the cleanest channel, but we had a pretty steep uptrend. And then basically what happened here is, like, this was just a huge sideways choppy price action. Nobody knew what was going to happen. During this whole entire time, from really May up until late July, bears the entire time were saying it's all over. It's a bear market. We're going to 15. We're going to $12,000. Right? That's all they said the whole entire time. They were completely wrong. Okay, what happened after that? The market pumped 130%. It made a new all-time high. Granted, it wasn't a crazy new all-time high parabolic blow off top. It was a very weak attempt to break from the all-time high and run, and ultimately it couldn't. It topped out at 69,000. But basically, the point I'm trying to make here is this was a highly uncertain time in the market. The whole entire time, bears, the same bears that are telling you right now we're going to 12, 15, they were telling you the same exact thing then. They were wrong. Could they be right this time? Well, we don't know. If somebody had a crystal ball that was going to tell us what's going to happen in the market, then there would be no point in me coming on here giving you market analysis. There would be no point in you looking at charts all day doing your own analysis. If somebody knew it was going to happen with 100% probability, the markets would cease to exist altogether. So that's the beauty of TA and trading and investing, speculating, especially trading, right? It's a game. You need to have skin in the game. There's a winner and a loser. It's a zero-sum game. So anyway, the bears are crying for another bear market now. And, up here we had this ascending channel. It did break to the downside. Back to my original point. It broke to the downside, but right into a little pullback pocket of demand. And ultimately what happened here? There was more demand than there were sellers, basically. There was more buyers than sellers, so prices continued to rise. Now we're going to see what's going to happen over here. Current day. Right? We're going to see what's going to happen. Now, everybody is expecting this $30,000 test. We have not hit this 30K zone down here. Everybody's waiting for it. And usually when everybody thinks something's going to happen in the market, it tends to not happen. All right, that's just from my years of experience now, trading, investing, speculating on price action, putting my own money on the line, taking these trades. What I've noticed is that when everybody thinks something will happen, it tends to not happen. Okay, so we definitely could still come down here to 30, but the fact that everybody is waiting for it, it's kind of like, it's very undecided. Very undecided. Now, basically what we need to happen is for price to start reclaiming some key levels. The first key level that we need to reclaim is right here at my yellow dotted line, 40,595. Okay? Really, I can move it up to 41K if you want to be really, 40. I like where it's at right now. Right, so this is our first major level that price needs to get back into in order for the bulls to have some say of what's going on here. All right, right now there's no real, the bears are in control. We are in a pretty clear, pretty steep downtrending channel, which is macro bullish, right? We have a descending channel like this. If you guys watch my Sunday live stream, the velocity of this drop is very weak, and I got into basically the on-chain analytics, how there is very little supply. There's a very little amount of e-liquid supply in the market right now. What is e-liquid supply? E-liquid supply is Bitcoin that cannot be sold. It's held in cold storage. It's e-liquid. If it was liquid, it could be sold on an exchange, liquidated for US dollars or any other cryptocurrency. It's an e-liquid supply. It's very low. Okay? The liquid supply, or the e-liquid supply is very high, I mean. The liquid supply is going low. But the problem is, let me repeat that. I don't want to confuse anybody watching right now. Liquid supply, you want that down. E-liquid supply, you want that up if you are bullish, right? Because if it's liquid, it can be sold off. Hope that makes sense. Anyway, back to my point here. Right now, we have a rising e-liquid supply, but very little demand in the market. So this whole move down is actually being pushed down from derivatives, leverage futures trading, right? Some may call it manipulation, whatever. All I know is that this whole move, right? You see the velocity of this drop straight down compared to this meandering kind of downwards drop. It's still pretty steep, but it's not nearly as steep as the drop that happened over here. This whole move was pushed down by derivatives because there's no spot demand for Bitcoin. All right, so e-liquid supply is going up. Miners are not selling their newly mined Bitcoin. That's usually a telling sign. If the miners are selling their newly mined Bitcoin, why are they selling? Because they expect the price to go down. Right now, they're actually holding the newly mined Bitcoin. What does that mean? Use common sense. If they're holding an asset, they probably expect the price to increase in value. All right, so if we look at the on-chain is pretty bullish, right? But the price action is very undecided. And we need to also always look at the stonk market. So let's take a look at the ES and take a look at what the ES is doing. And it's also kind of in limbo land right now, going completely sideways, undecided. Reason I'm showing you the S&P 500 right now is because it is still highly correlated to Bitcoin, right? The stock market is highly correlated to the crypto market. It's not decoupled yet, so we need to look at this data to basically see what's going on. Right now, as you can see, this is a 4-hour chart. It's also just chopping around sideways, uncertain. So the trend is, down. We're making continuous lower highs and lower lows. We'll see if this kind of downtrend does continue here, and that will be a telling sign for Bitcoin, right? So what's the update? Somebody was asking me in the chat. The update right now is basically, look, we have a unique situation on our hands here where our e-liquid supply is rising. There's very little demand. Miners aren't selling, and really we got the same bears that were calling for 15, 20, $12,000 back in the summer that were proved wrong after we saw a 130% price increase are now calling for more downside, saying we're going to 12K. I still have some bullishness left in me. Okay, it's the data is telling me that it's not necessarily over here. If I saw long-term holding whales in the on-chain data set sending their Bitcoin to exchanges, it would be a different story right now. But that's not our story. Our story is that long-term holders are actually increasing to take Bitcoin and send it off of the exchange into their wallets. All right. So hope that all makes sense. Let me see what's going on in the chat. Soak up that cheap ETH. Yeah, Coin McDog, ETH is cheap, man. And Jolly saying, what's up? What's up, Stan, man? How are you? Hi there from Turkey. What's going on? Been loading up on this big pullback the past week. Sean Peters. So that's a good point, Sean. Welcome to the live stream, by the way, Sean. So listen, if you're a trader right now, these are not market conditions where you want to be trading. Investing is completely different. If you're an investor, these prices are a godsend because for the past 6-8 months, a lot of the time we had, let's go to the total market cap. For a lot of the time, prices were like up here in this gray box. All right, this goes back to May, right? We had the crash over the summer, or the big correction. We had the big correction over the summer. Price came all the way back to where it was, made a new all-time high. So a lot of people were buying when crypto was up here, and they were all wishing for crypto to be back down here. Most of them left the market. Most of them could not stomach the volatility of crypto because they just want to get rich quick. They think it's all easy, sunshine and rainbows. Yeah, I'll just buy this coin. My neighbor gave me a hot tip, so I'm not going to do any risk management. I'm just going to put all the money I have that I can't afford to lose into this coin that my coworker or my neighbor told me to buy, and I'm just going to hope for the best. If you're taking that approach, I'm not sure what you're thinking or what's going through your head. That is a recipe for failure in crypto. No risk management, taking things that you heard from a coworker or some dude online. You're not doing any of your own research. That's not how you do it, right? But back to my original point here, we have heavy discounts. So if you are an investor in crypto, I'm personally adding to my long-term holdings at these prices. I do have, limit orders down here in this $30,000 pocket of demand, right? I think this is this is a great for a long-term buyer, long-term investor, right? If you can scoop up Bitcoin at 30K off of a limit order, that's really good. That's a really good price compared to where this asset is going in the future. So Sean Peters, I appreciate you saying that, being interactive in our live stream chat today. Best of saying greetings from Morocco. What's up, homie? Mr. Sellers Homes. What's up, Mr. Sellers Homes? Divine Hood, your TA needs work. That channel is not valid, but there is a valid one if you take 39K high as well as the lower high before and connect it to 33K low. Divine Hood, please make a YouTube channel and upload your TA. I would love to see it, but I'm pretty cool with mine. I know what I'm doing, so I appreciate your input. But hey, thanks for the input as well. Let's say Anaj Ali, please tell us 5 SIP coins for the long term. We'll get into that. Zero and Sand. Where do you see Bitcoin and Ethereum max this year? It depends really what's going to happen here in the short term, but I think it will make new all-time highs personally. What do you think about scenario going to 20K and then strong bounce up? Listen, we have to take it level by level. I think if Bitcoin loses 30K, then basically, we could see 20K. It really depends what happens here at 30. This is a huge level down here. Sean Peters been loading up Casper, Quan, AVAX, and XRP. Nice, very nice, and you're a holder, so perfect for you. All right, great. Luna TA, yeah, let's do some blue chip TA. So Luna, right here. So Luna is at a critical point, right? It is not necessarily looking too good on Luna right now. With that being said, we are at a critical trendline support level. We do have a pretty clear ascending channel up here. So Luna needs to hold these levels pretty much where it is currently at. Okay, Luna definitely needs to hold. As you can see, it does look pretty weak down here. It is in a downtrend, making consistent lower highs, right? We have the high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. Okay, so that's always not a good sign to see in the charts when we have consistent lower highs. After a huge, I mean, Luna was the top performing asset of 2021. So all I'm saying right now is I'm extremely bullish on Luna. You know, I actually picked up a little bit here in the 50s just to add, right, as just a DCA that I always do. But we could definitely come back down here to the 40s, you know, possibly, you know, test the high 30s again, right? I remember back here in October over here, 36, right? This $36 level on Luna, that's a very key level. That's also a previous all-time high that it made, right? When it first made its parabolic run up. It topped out over here at 36, right? So I always remember 36 on Luna as a very historical key price level. Now in the short term, we are, you know, we're breaking down from key structure support here. So if we lose a key structure support level, you know, we can expect our next pockets of liquidity to get tested. First one down here at, you know, 50 all the way down to about 46, and then we have a pretty big demand zone really going to the high 30s. So a lot of liquidity down here on Luna, and it definitely could be tested if we see further selling off right here in the markets, right? Because listen, Luna has been like the strongest coin. It's held up better than everything. All the other majors, ETH, DOT, you know, Bitcoin, they all broke their very long-term macro uptrend lines. Luna hasn't yet, as you can see, right? Luna's just gone straight up really since down here in the summertime lows at 4. It hasn't lost any key lines, and right now we could be seeing the first time that it's basically going to break a key line. All right, so watch for this on Luna. Could definitely be seeing prices down here in the 40s, maybe high 30s, and that's going to be an amazing opportunity in my opinion. We also have somebody asking for sand. Let's take a look at Sandbox. So sand on the daily came right to here. Let's see where this does line up with our fib, but same kind of thing as Luna. Yeah, it really just came back down to this pocket of demand here. Basically, we had a parabolic run up. This is when Zuckerberg announced the metaverse. Pulled back a little bit, went sideways before our next final leg up. And on that pullback, we did create a little pocket of demand down here. Pretty much just consolidation. And then as well, you can see the huge, so if we're reading volume, you see a huge pump up. Notice the volume also very increased. Okay, that's bullish, and then it goes into consolidation. See the consolidation volume? And then it starts to pick up again. So yeah, basically this is demand down here at 250. It did just tap 260. Now it's coming back up. So we do have this previous level. Let me put some text on the screen. We can do previous support for this. Right, so watch for this. Specifically, if you want an exact level right here, 425. Watch what happens when price comes and touches 425 again. And also 366, this lower wick as well on sand. Same kind of thing, where we have just a huge blast off. Huge blast off like this. Then we kind of lost it, went sideways, and now we're testing lower levels. So, you know, we'll see what does actually happen here on sand. Let's see. hello from Croatia. CRO and sand. I think BSV is usable for people to buy stuff in stores. Listen, a lot of cryptos are usable for people to buy stuff in stores. We just need people to actually accept it. That would be great. So let's take a look at CRO. Then we're going to kind of move on with my scheduled content today in the stream. Get back to it. So CRO, right to our demand zone that we had ready over here at 38 cents, 40 cents. Listen, all these charts, you guys need to understand, for all your altcoins, they really, especially at times like this, everything depends on what Bitcoin does, right? There are a few outliers with, things just absolutely exploding out of nowhere. Drip is one of them, for example. I put that on the thumbnail today. But there's a few outliers that are doing opposite of what the market is doing. Because of very random high demand, something happens, a big airdrop, whatever, people want to buy it, FOMO into it, right? It's really acting out of emotions of greed when we have people FOMOing into an asset that pumps up 100% in a week. But CRO, what's happening? Like I just said, a lot of it depends on what's going to happen next on Bitcoin. Take a sip of water real quick. We'll peep Fed as well. On God said he's got his limit order set on Luna. All right, so yeah, CRO. I mean, clear downtrend right now. We need to hold this pocket of demand over here at 30, 34, 30, or we could be coming right back down here to 23, basically a quarter. And it does line up with these previous highs over here, previous structure highs. We can't ignore that as well. So let's mark this. 25 cents. If we lose where we're at now, we're coming back down to 25 cents on CRO. A lot of it depends on what BTC does as well. But I mean, this thing went parabolic, right? So there's going to be some selling. All right, so let's get back to basically my scheduled live stream. I do have a lot to talk about today. Let me see what's going on. We'll look at FET real quick, actually. Why not? FET, then we'll get back to our scheduled content. FET, oof. 30 cents, right? Back to where I originally had started talking about it back in August, right? Last time it was here was July, late July, early August. Yeah, this one didn't really work out too well, huh? What happened over here, we couldn't break through the $1 level. A lot of sellers over here at $1. Every time price wicked above $1, sellers just smash it down. Have the fundamentals changed for FET? No, they're actually only getting more bullish. The problem is market conditions don't care about fundamentals right now. Everything is pretty much watching the global economic uncertainty unfold. So FET as a low cap altcoin taking a big hit. Okay, back to 30 cents. Am I underwater? Now, I mean slightly underwater because my average buy-in was just a little bit higher to where we currently are. So yeah, I mean, that's FET right now. Now, am I turning into a bear? Nah, not really. Like I said, it's just very uncertain, and we need BTC to basically hold this 30K level. I went over the on-chain stuff and what I'm seeing basically, and on-chain is you can't call with our current on-chain data bearish right now. Okay, so with that being said, let's get back to our scheduled content over here. All right, so a lot of stuff going on with Wonderland Time right now. Basically, what's going on is it turns out that one of the people, the manager of the treasury of Wonderland Time was this big, proven criminal, scam artist guy, which is not a good look. This guy, OX Sifu. So his name is Michael Patron, and he basically was involved in a Canadian exchange that collapsed in 2019, and he disappeared with $169 million. Okay, then this was confirmed by the founder of Wonderland. And there's a point of why I'm bringing this up right now. And this dude also helped run an identity theft ring called Shadow Crew, in which he later pled guilty to. Okay. So basically, there was a huge con man kind of running Wonderland Time. From my understanding, by the way, this is from ZachXBT.eth on Twitter. Thank you, Zach, for providing this content to us. He does a lot of great work over on Twitter. I recommend you follow him. But anyway, this is not good, right? This is the problem with centralization in projects. This is why I am so bullish on projects like Terra Luna, for example, where Do Kwon has a kill switch and he can completely dismantle Terraform Labs from having any involvement with the Terra blockchain, right? He can press that button and it's like, it's just a self-running system. A lot of the stuff we see in crypto, all the passive income stuff, strong nodes, I know a lot of people are killing it with strong nodes, drip as well, it's all centralized. That's a problem, all right? That totally defies the point of what crypto is all about. It's supposed to be completely decentralized. Bitcoin is a perfect example of that. Luna soon will be the perfect example of that. The problem is that most coins have a large degree of centralization right now. Now, we'll see what does happen with Wonderland Time if we take a look at this asset. And I believe that he took money from the treasury, that guy, but I think he sent it back is how this story goes. This is all happening like today, right? Which is why my information isn't totally crystal clear. It's literally all unfolding over Twitter, like kind of as we speak. But Time, as we can see, is down 33%, below $400. So let's use this as an educational lesson today. What is the educational lesson in this? Well, it's very simple, all right? If you got into Time early, you crushed it, but you needed to take profit. If you didn't take any profit, well then, if you were buying Time down here, this is a market cap chart. Let's look at a price chart. If you were buying Time down here when it first came out and you were rebasing, you were just 3-3ing the whole time up, and you managed to take profit, then you crushed it. But the problem with these rebasing DAOs, not just rebasing DAOs specifically, but the whole crypto passive income, they all do have very shady economics. They're all very shady with how they work. They're all very centralized in a way. And unless you get in early, then you're literally just exit liquidity. Let's also use the example of basically how information spreads online, specifically with these investment opportunities. Everybody started making content around rebasing DAOs, Wonderland Time specifically. When everybody in the world on YouTube, on Twitter starts talking about something, that's a top signal. Plain and simple, that's a top signal, right? I mean, listen, I'm all for other people having massive success, but when I see somebody who's been running an e-commerce YouTube channel, for years, just blow up out of nowhere when they start talking about Wonderland Time, that's a top signal, because what that means is that a bunch of people that aren't really aware of crypto just start FOMOing into that because they think they can make passive income and just make money from really doing nothing. Listen, the world isn't that easy. It's not that forgiving. If something is too good to be true, it most likely is. So Wonderland Time is one example. I mean, now, drip is getting very popular. We had one guy in our Telegram group in the Crypto Empire community kill it with drip. Make, $500,000 with it pretty much. The thing is, the problem with it is now it's getting very popular. And when something starts to get super popular, like, listen, I hope everybody has massive success with this. I never got involved. The price has been exploding with this. But pretty much we had this one guy, a very polite, very nice guy, but he was like recruiting. This is like a MLM kind of scheme where you recruit people in your downline, I think is how it works. But he was like recruiting people in my group. So I just asked him politely, like, hey man, could you please just not, recruit people in this group specifically? And he was like, yeah, no problem. So all good. He's a very cool dude. He killed it, made a lot of money. But it just makes me a little uneasy when I see these things pop up and we have a bunch of people just FOMO into them. Because I was literally at lunch yesterday with somebody who was very successful in, he had a former MLM business. He's now a very successful Forex trader, right? He crushes it with Forex. But he was very successful with this like MLM, like travel company, basically. And what happened, he said, was the company went under. So the company no longer existed. He makes no more money from it. The reason the company went under was because people in China started to add fake people to their like downline, and they were getting paid, and it happened for like 2 years, and the company ran out of money because they were paying accounts for these fake people. So all I'm saying is be very careful about where you put your money. That's the whole point of everything here. I'm not talking bad about any specific projects, only using them as an example. And also when something becomes very, very popular, be very careful as well, right? You don't want to be late and be used as exit liquidity, because that's a lot of the times what happens when everybody starts talking about something. you're usually exit liquidity if you join late. You need to be early, okay? And that's what we do here at Crypto Empire. We find opportunities early, all right? So be careful out there. It is a very shady world, and yeah, just be careful about those MLMs. A lot of them are sketchy. Let's see what's going on in the chat. That's not a good look. No, it is not. It is not a good look. What a shame. Wonderland scared lots of new people and will bring regulators like vultures. Yeah, Ala, I agree with you, man. It is a shame. It's a shame that somebody of that with his past was involved. Like, listen, people, like, you can give them second chances, but if anybody's been with me from day one here at Crypto Empire, you'll know that I've had some shady business partners that I've really had to be ruthless with and tell them to get out of here. And it's no different with this, right? You look at somebody's past and you are judged by your past. There's no doubt about that. And your reputation is everything. So, I mean, that's why I don't get involved with a lot of this kind of shady stuff out there. Be careful is all I'm trying to say. Be very careful. What about Atom staking pools? Is it still an opportunity? Absolutely. I still have pretty good money in Osmosis getting that. Shade protocol. Yeah, I mean, I'll get into a shade video specifically. I'm not going to cover that in the live stream. I do have specific content that I'm going to be covering. Yeah, let's continue on with the stream. All right, let's go into a little bit of an NFT update, and then we'll get back to our altcoins. So Lunables, Tesseracts have been announced. Okay, Tesseracts coming out on February 7th. All right, that's in about 2 weeks' time. And people think, if you think I'm bearish right now, listen, if you're not involved, NFTs are about to explode, okay? If you're not in NFTs yet, I really don't know what you're waiting for. You need to get involved with NFTs because they really do act as a hedge against the regular markets, all right? With that being said, huge announcements coming out. Tesseracts being announced February 7th. Now, I'll play this video. I'm not going to play it with volume, but these are what the Tesseract NFTs are going to look like. And you're going to use this with your Luna Bull, and it will turn it into a 3D version of the bull. All right? This is a little promo video. A lot of suspense, iced out chain here. So get ready for the Tesseracts. Might cause a price increase. We've been waiting for this for months, okay? So this is very big. Also, the grids, the Galactic grids airdrop happening, or mint is happening on February 5th. So if you own a Galactic Punk, you'll be on the whitelist for these grids. And this is another reason why I'm so bullish on Luna as well. Like in the Luna ecosystem, none of this other nonsense happens really. None of this other nonsense, these shady people making projects as money, like none of that is happening on Luna, right? Luna is a pure ecosystem, works very well, blockchain works, very low transaction fees, strong community, educated community. It's really kind of, nothing else compares right now to me in the market, right? I'm very bullish on Luna. Polkadot's going to be really good. And then Atom, the whole Atom ecosystem, huge as well, right? Those are really, they're winners. They're winners, and they're going to have a very successful future, in my opinion. All right, so be on the lookout. And Luna NFTs, I'm big into Luna NFTs because they are a hedge against this uncertain price action that we have in the market. When the value of Ethereum, Solana, Luna goes down, NFT values go up. Because how it works is people look at the values of, we'll use Ethereum for example, they look at the value of Ethereum, let's say it's $2,000 compared to $4,800 2-3 weeks ago, people feel more inclined to buy some Ethereum, to go mint an NFT, or to go buy an NFT off the secondary market, right? It just makes more sense in their head when the underlying base currency asset, whether that's Ethereum, Solana, Luna, is less expensive. So NFTs are a hedge. They are going to be huge. If you haven't learned about NFTs yet, go watch my NFT guide that I made 2 days ago. It's really going to help you out, get you up to speed. Because if you don't get involved with these NFTs, you are going to miss out big time on the future. Okay? Now, speaking about big NFTs, so Network did just release their land for sale. All right, so this is big, right? Network is one of the most highly anticipated. Sean Peters, what NFT projects are good to get into for a noob? So I can only talk about Luna NFTs, and for a noob, if you don't want to spend too much, I would say, Luna Bulls, about 7 Luna, you can get a Luna Bull. If you don't want to spend 7 Luna, you can get a baby bull for like 1 Luna. How to buy the Luna Bulls. I talk about that in my guide I made, but you're going to want to go to randomearth.io and then click on Luna Bulls here. And then you can basically go sort price lowest if you want to buy the cheapest one, that is. And you can see the floor price is currently 8 Luna. Right? We've been talking about these on the channel since they were like 2 Luna. So that's a 4x right there. Nonetheless, that's how you buy Luna Bulls. Back to the network land. Pat Murphy, which Luna NFTs are you looking at? So I do hold Galactic Punks, Luna Bulls, Lavana Dragons, Baby Bulls. I own a lot of them. But if you're just getting started, Luna Bulls, Galactic Punks, Lavana Dragons are the 3 that I would say to start acquiring first. Now the network land distribution just happened. So I was actually fortunate enough to mint some land, but something happened which was very unsettling and goes kind of to the theme of what I've been talking about today on the stream. Basically, what happened with Network was back at the end of November, they did something called a land preview. What happened was we were able to log in and see where the plot of land was located that we owned in the metaverse. So everybody was really excited. We all logged in and saw where the plot of land was. I was very happy at this time because I had a really good plot of land. A lot of people were really upset. Now with Network, let's get some context with Network. One of the biggest metaverse, most highly anticipated metaverse projects. With that, it is backed by very big money, right? We can come down here to the bottom of the screen and we can see all of the partners. VCs, other projects investing in it. This is a VC metaverse, right? Investors over here. Look at all these investors. This was all backed by venture capitalist seed money. So with that, they need to take care of these investors, and they put the investors first, right? That's just kind of how it works. And that in and of itself is a large degree of centralization. This is Web 2.0 right here, all right? Now let's get back to the point here. So we were able to preview our land on November 29th. I'm going to show you guys a quick video. Luckily, I actually recorded my preview. This was actually recorded on December 2nd, a few days after we were able to preview. So I'm going to play this video.
I just bought some land in the metaverse. Where is it, bro? So this blue box right here, 4183, that is our piece of land. And as you can see,
right in the middle of the map.
We are in this overall district here. This is the education district of the metaverse. There's about 6 or 7 districts, but I'm very happy because we got city center in the education district right here. Right there, right next to 4 mega plots.
All right, so as you guys can see, in my preview, I got like the best plot of land in the game, 4183 in the middle of the map. Now, I didn't get 4183. All right, I went to go mint my land a few days ago, and I got the most obscure random plot of land in the whole, like the top left corner in the middle of nowhere. So how did this happen? What happened here? I'm very curious. Well, I mean, and what was the point of them doing a land preview, talking about it on social media? Also, we can see a Discord post from over here November 29th. Please connect to nft.network.co using the wallet you pretty much you designated to see if you were able to successfully connect. But one problem here is, you know, they weren't clear. They were actually clear at the time. They were like, this is your land, you can preview it. As you can see, there's a little edited thing here, right? They edited this Discord post. They don't edit a lot of Discord posts. That's very sketchy, all right? So they edited the post where you said they could preview their land. I got switcherooed. I got totally switcherooed here. Very, very sketchy. And at the time when the land preview happened, and this all ties into what we were talking about before with centralization, right? They clearly, I mean, they switched it, right? It's pretty clear, which is, you know, I understand you got to take care of your investors, but don't do a preview. Don't get people excited that they got a good plot of land and then totally switch it up and give them a random piece. The way that was handled shows that, you know, Network only really cares about their VCs, and it's going to be a successful project most likely. It's one of the biggest metaverses out there, but they just showed their cards right there with that, right? And it happened to me. I got it all recorded, so I mean I can expose them, but that's sketchy, okay? And that's the problem. That is why we need decentralization. Obviously, when a project is just starting, just getting off of the ground, it's going to be highly centralized by the team. But that's really not cool at all. So now we have to watch for more patterns. Are they going to do more of this stuff in the future? We don't know. We have to see. All I know is that I'm bullish on Network. I think it's an amazing project, but you completely kind of you lost the plot, right? You completely sold out. So we can't have that. This is a huge problem with crypto, with teams basically selling out and putting other people's best interests ahead of the entire community and making it unfair, right? An NFT mint is supposed to be random. It was random, and then they switched it. Okay, so very sketchy. And I messaged them. They have nothing to say. They were like, "Oh, that was just a test." After they edit all the messages in the Discord. Point being here, take the lesson with this. A lot of shady stuff happens in crypto. It's unregulated. The developers can literally switch things around in the contract. Just be careful out there who you trust. That's very important. Okay, so I definitely wanted to talk about that during the stream. Totally, definitely came out with the short end of the stick with that one. Rigoberto, what's happening? How are you? Luna Bulls are amazing. Yes, they are. Cheech and Chong NFT selling at mint price. Unveiling tomorrow. I did hear about that Cheech and Chong NFT. Trentino, what wallet is used for Luna? It's called Terra Station. In Yang, please more NFTs. Don't worry, I'll be covering NFTs a lot here on the channel. They're huge, and they're such. I've personally made pretty crazy gains, and any Crypto Empire community members as well who, I really got involved with them in early November, and from then it's been very lucrative. So of course I'm going to be talking about opportunities about NFTs here in the channel. You're in the right place for that. Let's see. Yes, I am serious about that. They are all about that money. Yes, they are, right? They put the VCs first. That's the problem with VCs, and that is why I'm so bullish on fair launch projects. Fair launch projects will win. And honestly, a metaverse that comes out and does things fairly is going to beat Network, because they just exposed themselves already. They're probably going to we'll see what happens. We'll see if they correct it, or probably not going to do anything. But when a metaverse does come out that's actually decentralized and fairly launched, and it builds an actual community around it, instead of just having VCs incubate it, do all their marketing for them, etc. When it's organic, those are the projects that win. And one of them is Levana. Is there a way to calculate airdrops from Luna staking? Smart Stake. You can go to Smart Stake. Yeah, terra.smartstake.io. You're going to want to go here. I'll put it in the chat. You can basically put in your wallet and you can see all your airdrops. Very handy website. Terra.smartstake.io to see all of your Luna airdrops from staking. Okay? So with that being said, let's get into some blue chip TA. We did cover a bit of blue chip TA already. Do you think solos will compare to other Luna NFTs? I'm going to mint solos for sure. Prism thoughts, can't wait for Prism. It's going to be launching on February 1st. I'm going to be making a full video about Prism right here in the channel, showing you how it's going to work. But basically, it's going to give you a lot more yield for your Luna. It's going to be a huge project, highly anticipated. Very well, most likely will be the next killer application on the Terra blockchain. And when the first killer applications launched on Terra, Mirror, Anchor, price went parabolic. Will we see a repeat? Who knows, right? Who knows? Crypto T, what wallet do you use for Network? Yeah, MetaMask. Sushi. We'll look at Sushi. I'm pretty sure it's down bad. Yeah, it's down bad. So we did crush this trade over Christmas over in the Crypto Empire Premium Discord group. We did catch this 4-to-1 trade. And we got out just in time, obviously, as you can see. This is a trade. That's not an investment, right? So we sell. We're not hodling. Let me just clear this off. Clear the chart. So Sushi lost a huge level. So over here was the summertime lows. This is critical structure support. Completely lost it, right? Now it lost its most recent support level down here. Right, where did I put my support line? I put it where the candle bodies close. These wicks, these are stop loss hunts, right? Just pretty much hunting for liquidity before the push up, right? So when you're putting your supports down on the chart, if it's a demand zone, it's a different story. But for support, I put it at the candle body closes. Now what's going on with this? This does not look good. The fact that we're making consistent lower highs and lower lows as well. That does not look good. Let's see where we might go. Right here. Definitely looks feasible. Look out for $3 on sushi, right? I think price could drop down to 3 in the short term. Akala thoughts. Yeah, let's look at Akala. Pat Murphy. ACA. Where is it traded? Has high inflation for the next 2 years, but long-term could be multi-billion-dollar chain. Yeah, I think so. Right? I think so. Akala is the Polkadot version of Karora. Karora is on Kusama. Basically, the DeFi hub, layer 1 chain, NFTs, smart contracts, etc., etc. So layer 1. Liquid staking as well for Polkadot, right? ACA is the utility that powers the DeFi hub of Polkadot. It does have high inflation right now, and price is down bad. Can we see a chart? It's on Binance. Why didn't that pop up? For some reason, our charts don't pop up for ACA. But yeah, I mean, listen, I contributed to this auction, right? So I have ACA. I hope it does well. We're going to see what happens. And honestly, Pat, I've been so deep in the Luna ecosystem, DeFi and NFTs, as well as my, just regular trading market analysis. I haven't been totally digging too deep into these Polkadot parachain projects because they're going off the ground right now, right? There's opportunities there for sure, but in the current short term, I think there's more opportunities, more lucrative opportunities on Terra, which is why I have so much of my attention on Terra. Speaking of that, let's take a look at some blue chips. Look at ETH. And by the way, guys, go ahead right now and smash that like button if you are enjoying the stream thus far. So ETH, like I've been talking about, lost that macro trend line, and Luna hasn't lost the macro trend line yet. So we'll see if it does follow the rest of all the other blue chips that lost their macro trend lines. But ETH came and tested our line down here at 2,300. If we lose 2,300 right now, as you can see, let me go to a daily chart. So as you can see, ETH came down, and it's it's testing support on pretty high volume. Right now it's lower, but if you want to see a support level hold, you want to see it test on low volume. Right, that means the support is probably stronger than the seller, so it will hold. But if we have strong selling into support, that's not generally a good thing. So yeah, ETH, watch out for 1,900 next, 2K next. If we do lose 2,300, like I've said since the past few weeks, like trading is not ideal right now. It's very uncertain. It's very easy to get chopped up. Old saying is called death by 1,000 cuts, right? That's what happens when you try to trade in choppy, uncertain markets with no direction at all. It's best to wait for a trend to form, especially as a swing trader, which is my style. So yeah, ETH, if you're an investor, this is a great price. Obviously, it's down 50% from the highs, right? So you're getting 50% off. If you see that in a store, big 50% off sign, you're probably going to want to buy it. But for some reason, people think the opposite when it comes to the market. Anyway, 2K is next if ETH can't hold 23. Now, DOT. So DOT, I mean, it's the interoperable play. DOT and Atom are the interoperable plays of the future. Layer 1 chains, or layer 0 chains, I should say. And as you can see, DOT down here. Yeah, right about here. So it's on it's on a pretty key level. Very key level over here at $18. If you're an investor, hey, this is a great time to add. We had $10 DOT over here in the summertime. And this is a clear demand zone as well. If I just zoom in. So yeah, if DOT loses this, then very well it could come back down here to 15. And then, if we see 10 on DOT, that would be crazy. That would be super crazy. But yeah, the markets, everything is waiting on BTC. This is a key demand zone. So I would like to see some kind of reversal format here, or not necessarily a reversal, but just sideways consolidation, right? I would want to see consolidation. If Bitcoin goes and tests 30, then the whole market will follow. So we can get a test of 15 on DOT. Now ADA at $1. So ADA, yeah, it's at our dollar level. If it loses this, then that's horrible for ADA. As you can see, ever since Cardano broke $1, it hasn't dropped beneath $1. It broke it over here in February. Then we come back down, we test $1 like over 10 times. Then we take off to a new all-time high at 3. Now we're coming back down. This is the most key level of support on the entire chart right now. If we can't hold $1 on Cardano, that is really bad. That is really bad. So yeah, $1 needs to hold. Really depends on what everything else, specifically BTC, does at this moment in time. We look at Atom holding up super strong compared to everything else. All-time high of Atom is 44.80, currently at $30. Atom also right up there with Polkadot, Luna as well. It's such a solid ecosystem, such a solid coin. It's hard to ignore. We got somebody asking for H-bar. We'll get to that right after Atom Chip. I got you, don't worry. But yeah, Atom, clear pocket of liquidity down here at 25 to 30. And honestly, like, if you want passive income, then Atom is a great way to do it. You can stake it. You get a ton of airdrops, right? Everybody who staked it with me back, in September of 2021, got very high amount in airdrops, depending on how much you staked, of course. If you staked a decent amount. But even still, if you didn't, there was just a minimum of threshold, right? And there's still pretty big airdrops. So anyway, you can also provide liquidity on osmosis, which is very lucrative, and it compounds, and it's completely decentralized as well, and I don't have to worry about getting having a founder, somebody who runs the treasury, send $100 million to their wallet or whatever, right? I don't have to worry about all that happening with Atom and Luna, because they're actually decentralized and they actually care about the community instead of 99% of the projects here in the space. So yeah, Atom over here, 25 looks good, as well as 20 for buys. We'll see what the market gives us here. Now H-bar, down at our critical 20 cent level. As you can see. So it's really important as a trader, more specifically, but even if you're just an investor, to be able to read these charts, to be able to understand what's going on in the short term and the longer term. H-bar, I've been talking about this 21 cent level for months, right? I don't day trade, so I can look at the bigger picture here and still, capture huge swing opportunities. But anyway, I've been talking about this 21 cent level on H-bar for a long time. Reason being, it's a critical level. 20 cents, nice psychological round number. So this is critical structure support. If we lose 20 cents, we come down here to 15. I don't expect H-bar to drop below 15. If we do, this is like a Bitcoin's 30K level, right? If it loses it, it's going to go much lower. It's very simple for H-bar. But yeah, 21 cents as a long-term value investor, this is an absolute bargain. An absolute bargain. Secret as well. We can look at Secret for sure. Waiting on Casper to pump, but in that one for the long run. Yeah. So good point, Sean. You're bringing up a lot of good points that are popping up in my brain right now. So when you say waiting for Casper to pump, it reminds me of like Solana. Casper reminds me of kind of like Solana last year, when it was at $3, before it went 100x. It's very similar what's happening with Casper. Basically, the ecosystem is being built right now. It's not out yet. Same thing with all the other layer ones that exploded and went 100x. They're very quiet. Nothing's happening. Price action is like very boring, right? Price is kind of not really picking a direction. This is accumulation, right? If I go to a weekly chart, I mean, we just had that fat sell-off But you know, we're down here very close to the bottom, accumulating. So this does remind me of all the other layer ones, Luna as well. Luna at 30 cents. You know, nobody's really talking about it. And then, of course, everything gets deployed. The second all the dApps are deployed, the layer 1 chain explodes. So that's my bet for Casper. It's definitely a longer term play. Don't expect this to take off tomorrow. But when they do roll out their ecosystem, I could expect this coin to have a very promising future. Not financial advice, but that's my thoughts on Casper down here at the bottom of the range. Austin Craig saying, is it better to stake Atom and Kepler and DOT on its server to the lower risk of slashing? Yes. Yeah, definitely stake your Atom on Kepler and your DOT on the Polkadot.js wallet. Squawk2910 saying, like your info every time. Thank you. Thank you, Squawk. I appreciate your support. And Secret, let's take a look at Secret. All right, I'm not going to look at that chart. We need some more data. They all got listed 2 weeks ago. Here's some data. Need some data to work with. So Secret, what's the deal with Secret? Bullish. I'm very bullish on Secret. Private smart contract blockchain layer 1 built on Cosmos SDK. Quentin Tarantino just launched his NFTs on Secret. I think it has a very bright future ahead, but let's get into the price action. So one thing to note is we do have this downtrend line from the top, okay? And we also, this is pretty good actually. This is one of the better looking charts that I've been looking at. Looks like we did just come down here to the 78.6. Yes, right to the 78.6. Okay, strong retracement, got bought up. Now kind of being pushed down a little bit because of the BTC price action. And really the stock market in general, overall market sentiment doesn't really know what's going on. But yeah, Secret just came down here to $5. That was our 78.6. Got tagged and it pumped up to 650. Now, this could be a unique situation where it's an outlier because we see some kind of adoption. People, if there's a reason for people that need to buy Secret like right away, maybe for a new NFT project launching or something huge happens and everybody wants Secret, then this could, be an outlier in the market. But you can't bet on that happening, right? We have to look at the majors like Bitcoin, like Ethereum, see what they are going to do because those are a precursor to what's going to happen to most altcoins in the market. And Secret's no different. So yeah, it's at a pretty good spot right now. Just came down and tested, over here. This one previous zone, back from October, just got tested again. And then we have critical structure support down here at 380. $4 really. $4 to 380. And that's actually a reaction from this. Okay, so a lot depends on what happens. Now, it's like if this happens, then we do that with TA and trading, right? So if we see price come up here and start to break this trend line, I would look for a retest for a safer entry to take a trade upwards. That's obviously the bullish scenario. So we'll see what does happen with this. Right now it's mid-range. It wouldn't necessarily be a great entry for a trade, but as an investor, I think with where this project is headed, it's already down from its all-time high, like 70%. 54 when it's down is 62. So yeah, it's down 62%, 50% from its all-time high. So as an investor, it's great. As a trader, I wouldn't say jump into this for a short-term trade right now. That's not what you want to do. Now, PYR Vulcan Forged. Bullish on this one, by the way. What's the question? Buy zone for PYR. Have really restarted the project. Good buy zone at 7. Insane opportunity. So, we do have this down here at 680. That's definitely a buy zone. Looking at this chart, it looks like we could get sub 6. Volume looks decent. Needed to pick up a little bit though, but we do have rising price and rising volume. That's bullish, right? Let's see what happens. Right, we're testing this current resistance level at 10 to 11. We'll see how price plays off of this. It could flip and go test this supply zone right here. If we get rejected, it's possible we see sub $6 at 5.50 on PYR. So watch for that. Gaming studios, PYR developing a lot of play to earn games. So would that be also Metaverse Land all happening on Vulcan Forge? So this could be a catalyst to make it a market outlier. But if Bitcoin comes down to 30, tests 30 and breaks 30, well then it's not really going to be great. Speaking about gaming studios, Naka, let's look at Naka. Everybody was hyping this project up. I stayed away from it. I looked into it, and the tokenomics again goes back to what we talked about with time and network. The tokenomics for Naka pretty much gave most of it to the VCs, the venture capitalists. You need all these gaming projects. Most of them just sell out to the VCs. The ones that launch fairly are the ones you want to pay attention to, okay? Because they actually build real interest from the community, vested interest from the community. When you give 20%, 30% of your tokens, I don't know how much you want to give to VCs. When you give a nice piece of the pie away, it hurts your project really bad, okay? Really bad. And Naka is a perfect example of that. This is pre-sale dumping. Let's see. Zelda Inu. Interesting. Hello, nice to catch you live. I just wanted to say good stuff. Keep up the good work. I appreciate that. Vil, thank you for tuning in. Quant thoughts. Yeah, I mean, Quant. I mean, look who they're working with, right? Who they're working with needs to get the coins cheap. That's why they dumped like 150 mil on the open market, because they got to let their friends get their coins cheap, right? They can't have all the retail hold all their coins. So what they do, they crash the price. So I mean, listen, I haven't sold all of it. I did reposition a few percentage of my portfolio into Atom, the other interoperable play, as well as DOT that I'm very bullish on, right? Because it's a competition in the market for interoperability. We have chains like Polkadot, we have chains like Atom, and then we have centralized chains, or you can call it a operating, what do they call it? An operating system, OS for the blockchain. We have those. I think decentralization will win. I really do think decentralization will win in the end. And when I hate something, I'll hold it. So right now, I'm kind of not the biggest fan of this, but I'm not going to totally give my position, right? Because I've learned throughout my years of trading and investing, when I really don't like something, I should probably hold it just in case. And that's kind of my situation with Quant right now. Let's see, Sandra Mana. And can I suggest a validator to stake DOT with? I don't remember which validator I stake DOT with. I did stake it, but I'll make a video guide to explain that. I don't remember the name of the validator, and I'm not gonna bring that up right now. So can't really recommend that on God. Let's see, Sand or Mana. Depends what you like better. Honestly, if I wouldn't not financial advice, right? But I mean, these projects, they're built on ETH, they're clunky. Sand is literally on an Amazon Web Service server, right? So that it's centralized in that aspect. Great project though. I mean, problem with it though is it has a lot of mainstream hype and adoption, which is great. That's great for the industry as a whole, but I don't know. It might be a little overpriced right now. So we already looked at Sand. Let's look at Mana. If you're torn between the two, then yeah, you need to make that decision yourself. But both of them pretty much look the same on the chart. Interesting to stop there. Let's see what's going on at this level. Yeah, that's an interesting place for price to turn around like that. Very interesting. Yeah, I mean, I got in Mana pretty early, but I also sold it too early. Sand is going to be huge. It's going to have a huge future. Both of them are going to have a huge future. Which one would I pick? Pick the one you like the graphics better with. That's what I'm going to say. Dre saying he's loving this Thursday live. Absolutely awesome, Dre. So listen, we got 59 viewers and only 58 likes. Whoever didn't like the stream yet, go and smash that like button right now. Let's get some hype in the chat. All right, guys. So if you have any questions right now, definitely go ahead and ask them. Sean saying he's picking up the dips. Awesome. Let's take a look at RNDR. Oof. Now, this is a solid project, but it definitely was overhyped. This comes back to the thing when everybody starts talking about it. I mean, it's just the overall market, but this didn't hold up nearly as good as some of the other metaverse plays. So render basically allows you to process graphics in the metaverse. As we can see, fastest GPU accelerated, unbiased, physically correct renderer. Octane uses the graphic card in your computer to render photorealistic images super fast. So this is needed. This is like infrastructure. It's like the plumbing for the metaverse, right? It's going to require a lot of data on your computer for these high-quality graphics and these metaverses on the blockchain, and Render is going to be able to allow you to render all of the images, the graphics. But of course, it's an asset. I don't know anything about, the tokenomics. And looking at the chart, I mean, the chart doesn't look great. Had a huge pump. A Binance. This is actually a huge sell-off, but it got bought up really quickly. Interesting chart. We need more data. Is this really just how it got listed? Because if that's how it got listed, that's not a good look at all. Okay, here we go. This is better. Okay, so we're just using the previous all-time high as our level right now. We lost it because there is a demand zone that formed there. So basically what you're going to want to do with this, you see this long sweep down? Like, that's a market maker sweeping stops. So if you're bullish on this, basically, and you just want to take a tight stop, you would just put something right below 215 there. Right, you wouldn't account for these wicks because the structure level is right here at 215, and all these wicks took out all the stops that the market maker could see there. Yeah, but with that being said, it is a very steep downtrend line, and when it's really steep like that, you do expect it to break. So we could see a reversal on Render here, and it's in a buy zone. Buy zone is really actually, I'd look closer to $2, and then if we lose that, next target we're coming to is down here at 150 on Render. Yeah, Veal Fett is voting on joining the IBC gang. They need to join the IBC gang. Once that happens, it's going to be very bullish for Fett. I agree. Have I covered Seattle? No, I have not covered Seattle. Have you played around with Revest Finance? I have not, Alla. I have not. I'll take a look at Zelda Inu. I'll do that. I'll take a look at Zelda. Not right now, though. What resources do you recommend for improving TA? I've been through the 100K course and want to keep improving. In about a week's time, I'm going to be releasing my premium trading course. That's exactly what you need. I've literally put everything into this course, teaching you everything that I know. It's like 12 to 15 hours of content, so just be on the lookout for that one as your next resource. It's gonna be good. I can tell you that right now. So BNB and Gala. BNB at 366. So yeah, this is holding a pretty key level right here. Super friendly lending platform on Proton. Interesting. I haven't took a deep dive into the Proton ecosystem. So thank you for bringing that to my attention, Ethan. Okay, let's focus up. BNB, what's going on? Well, we're in demand. Okay, we're testing demand. And really what's going to happen is we're going to see what Bitcoin does. You know, I'm just going over all these charts to see where the buy levels are. This is currently a buy level for BNB. Our next major buy level for BNB is going to be down here. From really 275 to 250. If we do lose 350 here, we'll see what stocks do. We'll see what Bitcoin does. Hopefully the Fed just keeps on printing and injecting money into the markets. That would be great for everything. And, you know, hopefully in March they announce that they're not going to increase any rates until the next quarter as well. They just keep on pushing it down the line, the Fed. So if that does happen, then the markets could have a huge year. But, you know, if they start raising rates and everything, we're going to see what happens. That all ties into what I'm looking at right now. But it's in a buy zone. Our next buy zone is down here, 250. So that's what you want to do as a value investor, is wait for price to get into these critical demand zones where you know buyers will step in. And, you know, as a trader, I would say don't get chopped up right now. Take a look at Anchor. Anchor as well down here at the summertime lows. Let's go to a weekly. Get rid of this fib. So Anchor clearly, you know, looking back to March 2020, was a great asset to hold all throughout. You can see my blue line down here at 5 cents. 5 cents is a very critical level. And even where we are right now is very critical as well. All these alts are at super, super critical points on their charts. And all of them are relying on what Bitcoin does next, right? None of these are going to pump if Bitcoin decides to go down, okay? So, yeah, I mean, we can look at these alt charts all day, but at times like this, I mainly just look at BTC and what BTC is doing, unless, you know, I'm really involved in the ecosystem and I'm making smaller plays within the ecosystem. But yeah, for Anchor, it's on critical support right now. Critical support, if it loses that, it's going to come down here to you know, 4 to 5 cents, I would say. Don't want to see that happen. Anchor's a great project, but yeah, that's just the situation right now in the marketplace. So first level, I would say down here at 4 cents, after where we currently are at 7. And then if we lose that 4, we're coming down to like 2. Gala. Luna's falling. Let's take a look at Luna. Yeah, like I said in the beginning of the stream, it's possible we see 45 down to 36, right? If we see 36 again on Luna, that's going to be really good. But yeah, we're losing the trend line right now. Really what this was a breakdown and back test of previous structure support right here. Volume starting to pick up. We'll see what happens with this one candle right here, but it doesn't look great. Gala Games. Let's look at Gala. All these look the same for the most part. All these like metaverse, like this looks like Render. Very similar. Now Gala, Vulcan Forge, UFO, Ultra UOS, like those are the top gaming studios, I would say. Right? If you don't know what a gaming studio is here in crypto, a gaming studio is basically a company that creates a token and they make games pretty much that people play, and their token is the whole thing used in their underlying ecosystem. And they make very high quality, hopefully AAA games that you can play on the blockchain, play to earn, make money. Gala is the top one. Gala exploded. Gala nodes selling for like 90K a piece. They give you Gala tokens every single day. So there is high inflation with Gala. Gala node owners get Gala sent to them every single day for running their node, helping secure the network. So, you know, that is possibly constant sell pressure if these people running the nodes need to liquidate those Gala and, you know, get cash for it or another asset like ETH to use that, right? ETH is pretty much the cash of the Ethereum blockchain. You need that to do everything. So, yeah, we're going to see if we do come down here back into our trading range that we were in with Gala. Then really, I mean, my lines tell all. Right, I have these lines on the chart for a reason. Over here at 14 to 12. We'll see what happens there. On Gala. Have we covered AVAX and FTM? So FTM failed to break its high just a few days ago, about a week ago. Yeah, selling off currently after a bounce to the 61.8, lost to 61.8, but really just on a stop sweep. So yeah, my line right here at 194 is there for a reason. Let's see if we can hold 194. You know, if we don't, we're coming down here to this big pocket of liquidity that we were at the beginning of December. But FTM, one of the strongest layer ones in the entire market. If you're going to DCA a layer one, this is a great option, Phantom FTM. It's going to have an amazing year despite all of this. Where's a good buy? Sean, I would say down here at 160 is where I would start to load up as a big value investor, right? Down here at 160, I would say. Down to about 125. And then AVAX as well. Let's take a look at AVAX. This is cheap. This is super cheap. Super cheap AVAX. And you can't fade AVAX either. Like it's a version of Ethereum. Like it's an EVM blockchain that works. Also like Harmony One. Harmony One I'm super bullish on. A lot of play to earn games starting to launch on Harmony. Fees are like super small, and as long as the blockchain continues to get improved, which it will, super strong team with Harmony. As you guys know, it's one of my top picks for the year for a good reason. Yeah, Harmony One and AVAX, good EVM chains. Now we have to see if we hold this $55 level on AVAX. Okay, this is our level. I don't even need to draw anything. Your buy zone is 50 really. If we lose 50, we could definitely be coming down here into the 40s to the 30s. One huge cluster of liquidity down here. Looks pretty good, but yeah, it's in a level right now. All right, guys, we've been going for an hour and 23 minutes. Listen, I could do this all day. I absolutely love doing this, and I really appreciate everybody's support here on the stream, tuning in wherever you are in the world. But, it's 3:24 in the afternoon. I do have some things that I got to do today. So with that being said, we're going to start wrapping up the live stream right now. So I want to thank everybody for hopping on today. We do have 61 viewers still in the live. If you have not liked the video yet, go ahead right now and smash up that like button. And if you did enjoy the stream, make sure you basically also, just like the stream as well. Tell your friends, tell your family, Crypto Empire with the live streams, the best on YouTube. All right, or however you want to phrase it. Don't let me put words in your mouth. You say what you want to say at all times, right? Always speak your mind. That is key. With that being said, I want to thank everybody for joining me this live stream. If you learned something, if you enjoyed it, that's great. I'm glad you got something out of it. That's the whole point of me coming on here live, to give you the updates, give you the most precise TA, give you all the NFT scoops and news, all the new projects, new mints happening, so that you can be informed and then make your own decisions from there, because nobody can press that buy or sell button but yourself. That is very important. So I'm going to wrap it all up right now. Hope you enjoy the stream. Remember, decentralization will win in the end. If something looks sketchy, it probably is. With that being said, have an amazing day, and I'll see you all in the next video.